Okay, getting files into Nuke. Well, I suppose the proper way, you load up a read node, just press the letter R, go over to say something like movies. You've got a file browser here which is slightly different to what you might be used to in OS 10 or indeed Windows. So sources, you'll notice that all the folders are in bold. Okay, and this is a file. Folder, file, okay. So now what have we got here? What this is, that's an image sequence. So it's not a single file, it's 144 files being read as one. And I can unclick sequences there and see them all individually. Okay, so I can, should I wish, open up just one of them. Right. Now, frankly, I very rarely go through the file browser. Not enough patience. So what I do, I just drag and drop. Wing. And one to preview it. There you go. Okay, drag and drop. If you want to drag and drop a whole bunch of files to read as one sequence, I wouldn't just select all of those files and drag them in. What you do, you select the folder, and that reads as the sequence, you see. Okay. Right. I've got the properties panel here for a file. Now let's look at this bit here. Let's pull this out a bit. Right, sources, folder, and there's the name of the sequence. And what's this then? Let's put that over there for the time being and go to light stick. It is in fact this file there, same thing, identical, but here you have a much longer address. Now this is the absolute address, in other words this is where you actually look. It's like an exact address. However, that can sometimes get you into trouble if you move your folder around. The files can sometimes get lost. So what we do is to have a relative address. In other words, it doesn't look to a particular volume name and a folder and a folder and a folder. It looks to it looks relative to the file itself, to the script itself. It's equivalent to looking over your shoulder. So we just type in that value. Let's go back to where we were, and this is the thing that we type in. Okay. So look over there, and there we go. It's just like telling you just to look over its shoulder. Okay, so let's get rid of that and go over there. And what have we got? Well, let's go back to the beginning. This is a slightly unusual range. That's a bit dizzy, and let's go to the front. Okay, it begins at 80, not at 1, and you'll notice that the range there reflects that. Begins 80, ends 300. You can change that if you want. You could say, let's say it begins at, let's pull this over here. In fact, let's say it begins at 150. 150. Okay, now what do we want to happen before then? Currently, I've put, well, the default value is hold. Okay, so in other words, anything before 150, it's just a freeze. After 150, it starts moving again. Now I can change that from hold to black, or to bounce, or loop, or whatever. Okay, let's go back to 80. Now let's say that I want my sequence to begin, say there, 130. But I want to push it backwards this way. So I want this frame to occur on frame 1. Alright. So we write in this box, we write in a little bit of an expression. We write frame plus, what was it, 150? Enter. Okay, so there we have it. So I've moved my frame range back. Okay. And I think those are the most important things about reading in. Yeah. The other thing I could show you is the proxy, but I think I'll do that in another movie. Okay, read in node.